Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. So I'm pretty sure you guys all know of the new border czar that Trump has pre-selected, for lack of a better word, to be the one to take care of the illegal migrant situation in the country. And even though we know Trump has not been officially or anointed, if you will, for the office of the President of the United States, he is putting things in place essentially to assure that things will run smoothly. And his new border czar, a man by the name of Tom Homan, who, according to what I've read and according to what I've heard, has a lot of experience with this same situation here in terms of illegal immigration and so forth. He has a lot of experience. That he has some harsh words to say in regards to those individual cities and mayors and individuals who would not assist him. He has some harsh words to say to them. And so what I want to talk about, I just want to read a small portion of this article and supposedly the words that he had said. And I want to talk just a little bit about what I think the consequences may be. What is going to be the consequences of this? Because there's a lot of talk about consequences, right? Consequences. Let's get right into this. Trump, he's not playing, man. He's not playing. But former ICE director Tom Homan, who was recently tapped to be President-elect Donald Trump's border czar, appeared on FNC's Fox and Friends on Monday to secure the border and limit the migrant influx burdening the country in recent years. Homan has some strong words about his role after Trump is sworn in early next year. And these are apparently his words. He says, "If you're not going to help us, get the HELL out of the way," he said. If we can't get assistance from New York City, and we may have to double the number of agents we send in New York City because we're going to do the job. We're going to do the job without you or with you. But it's much easier to arrest a bad guy. Like I just said, we're concentrating on public safety threat to human and national security threat. It's much easier to arrest a bad guy in jail. And that's all I'm going to read right there because it's pretty short and basic to the point. He's letting everyone know this is what we're going to do in this interview. This is what we're going to do. He's basically telling Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, look, if you're not going to help us, we're going to do with or without you. So if you're going to give us a hard time, man, you're going to have a problem, okay? But I just want to deal with the consequences, the inevitable consequences of what might happen here, because consequence number one, I'm just going to deal with here. I don't think Eric Adams is going to be too upset about that, okay? I don't think Eric Adams is going to be like, well, man, I don't want you to do anything about this. I mean, let's be realistic. Eric Adams have made several attempts to try to get the assistance of the federal government in terms of monetary assistance, and they said no. Joe Biden said no, and it's just absolutely sickening, man. It's just sickening. The Biden administration was a horrible administration. Here this man is asking these guys for money to assist him, even though it's a sanctuary city, sanctuary state. Yes, taking care of these illegals is burdening the people, is burdening the taxpayers. We need assistance, government. We in league with you guys. Could we get a little bit of money? We a little bit of money. I mean, we helping you guys out. You guys, we're in line with you. We're in line with them. Okay, we want, look, we with you. Could you help us out? Nope. Basically, the Biden administration said, go to HELL. Just like Tom Homan just saying, go to HELL for all those that don't want to help us. So I don't think that Tom's statement is going to cause the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, to be like, oh, man, you just don't get it. I don't think at all. The consequences inevitably are not going to be consequences of resistance, in my opinion, that's going to cause some major, major problems because Mr. Tom said he's going to do it anyway. We're going to do it with or without you anyway, so you might as well go ahead and help us, okay? It's easier to arrest somebody, put a criminal in jail than it is to sit up here and fight and oppose us, okay? But the city of New York clearly has some issues, and some issues with the illegals. And Eric Adams have said that he have made complaints about it. And I don't think that the inevitable consequences are going to be anything that's going to hurt the city. Okay, it may hurt some of the businesses that are hiring these illegals for slave wages. Yeah, I get that. It may hurt them, but that's their issue. Okay, that's their issue. Who cares, really? All right. I mean, look, I support business. I'm a capitalist. Okay, I support businesses, but when you are contributing to the problem in America instead of helping, then that's why I draw the line. Okay, I don't want to hear anything about that. So the only people that are going to be bothered by that is perhaps the businesses and the communist slash liberal slash democratic politicians, people like AOC and others crying and farting and pooting about, oh, you're going to separate families. Ooh. First of all, let's quit playing games. I don't think at all that the Trump administration is going to come in and purposely split up a bunch of families and cause all kinds of chaos in that sense. There may be some chaos, but I think the chaos is going to come from the left and their reaction to something that's dismantling their game plan, okay? But also the chaos more likely going to come from these criminals that are here committing crimes like what is it, the Venezuelan gangs, MS-13, the terrorists that are in this country. I'm pretty sure they're here hiding. Okay, yes, that's what's going to be the issue. They're going to be the ones panicking. They're going to be the ones upset. And I can't help but think, what are they going to do? Once this administration starts rolling, once this stuff starts rolling, what are they going to do? Or are they doing it now? Are these Venezuelan gangs and MS-13 and all these other high maintenance, high level, extremely dangerous gangs that have infiltrated our country, are they already preparing themselves for some kind of a war? Will there be a gunfight? Because many of these gang members that come from these countries and so forth are they're highly armed. Okay, they're not walking around with 38 specials. These people are highly armed. They have high level weaponry. I'm pretty sure they do. And so is this going to cause a war? I don't know. But I'll say this, that the United States government will be ready for it. You want some of that fire? We coming to deport you back to your country. You want some of that fire? You're going to get it, and times 10. Okay. So the only kind of consequences that I think would come from this would be those criminal gangs who are embedded into our society and are causing all kinds of problems. And they're up here robbing Americans, killing Americans. Come on, people. The Democrats slash communists slash Marxists slash socialists in our country, such as AOC and others, are trying to destroy the country. I believe that 100%. When these Democrats tell you, okay, slash socialists slash communists slash Marxists tell you, oh, you're going to hurt the families, you're going to split up the families, that's just a bunch, in my opinion, that's a bunch of hogwash. That's a bunch of cow doo-doo, okay, because they could care less about these families. They could care less about them. Do you think people like AOC, who have no moral values, don't have a belief in absolute right or wrong, everything's neutral to them, they don't believe in God, and I'm not saying people that don't believe in God don't have morals and values, but that could be a problem. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in right. They don't believe. Do you really believe there's any love in their heart? I don't believe they have any love in their heart. At all. There's no love in their heart at all when it comes to a situation like this. So when they say something like this about, well, you're going to split up all the families and this, that, and the other, that's just a way to try to get at the American people, to make the American people respond and say, hey, we're opposing this deportation program you're talking about. We're opposing that. That's what I believe that personally is. I don't think it's any way of any form of compassion or love. They have none. Okay. So all this talk is hypocrisy on the part of the left. I don't believe it at all. What needs to be done needs to be done. And I was reading one particular article somewhere, and I read one of the headlines that stated that since Biden has been in office, there's been over 9, and I hope I'm wrong about this, but I don't think it's been 9 million illegals have invaded our country since Biden has been in office. 9 million? I'm hoping I'm wrong. I may have misread that wrong. But since he's been in it for the last basically 4 years, 9 million illegals have invaded our country. So try to break that down every year, every month. That's tens of thousands of illegals every month. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the questions such as the cost this is going to be, I mean, how much money is this going to cost? What kind of consequences? I'm dealing with the consequences. What kind of consequences will this have on the American taxpayer? Well, obviously it's going to have vast consequences. But I think the argument I believe I was hearing from President-elect Trump was that, and I did a 1 minute video on this, was that the cost, and I'm paraphrasing what he says, the cost is not a problem. In other words, whatever it takes to get rid of these illegals, we're going to do it. Okay, that's basically what he's saying. So he's saying, look, we need to do this. It would be, he implied that it would be far less than the amount of money that we're giving to Ukraine. It's hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars that we're giving to Ukraine. Now, let's just say it costs $50 billion. $50 billion or $100 billion to get, I'd say, 5 million of the illegals back to their own country. That's still far less than the amount of money that is being given to Ukraine, because it's like 300, 400, $500 billion, billions of the 300 to 400 billion dollars being given to Ukraine. I'm just saying. And in terms of deporting the illegals back, this would more than likely help Americans, because a lot of these illegals have taken some of these low-paying jobs. So if you send these illegals back, which I don't think they're going to, get the ones that got the jobs, I don't think they're going to really go after them. But let's assume they do. Well, it would open those jobs back up for people that may have low skills, and they come in and get those jobs back, and then that would force the employers to raise the wages back where they should be, so they won't be slave wages. Okay. Yeah, it would help. It actually would help American people, those who may have low skills, and put them back in those job positions. So I think it would more than likely help them if this deportation program goes after illegals that have jobs, that have been given jobs by some of these companies and businesses for slave wages. Okay. Although I don't think that might happen. I don't think that's going to really happen. I also want to talk about just a few minutes here on the whole idea of what I think this deportation program should go after, who they should go after first. I was reading one particular article, at least a portion of an article, that stated that they're going to go after the illegal migrants that have jobs. Not have jobs. I forget exactly what set of illegals they're going to go after. I don't think it's the ones with the jobs, the slave jobs. But and I said, okay, all right. And then it said in the next paragraph stated, then we're going to go after the criminals. And I was like, I don't like that order, because I think it should be the criminals you go after first. The MS-13 gangs, okay, the Venezuelan gangs, because the longer we sit around and wait, the more they have time to plan and do whatever they're going to do. Like I said earlier, who knows? They could be the MS-13 gangs and the Venezuelan gangs and the other groups could be setting stuff up so that when you decide to want to deport, they boom, 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 boom. Who knows? Don't give them time. In my opinion, if in fact the information I read from the article is accurate and I didn't misread it, in my opinion, they should go after the criminals first. They should go after the Venezuelan gangs first. They should go after the MS-13 gangs first. These are the people that's causing the most problems in terms of violence. Like I said, I don't know. I think that should be the best thing to do. But consequences. There's always going to be consequences in anything that's done. When the Biden administration allowed these illegals to flood our country, it had consequences. Now that Trump is going to get back in office and enact this new border czar, and he means business about this. He's saying, if you're not going to help get the HEL out of the way, there's consequences. The question is on which concept, if you will, okay, is the worst and which is the best. In my opinion, I think there's an even balance in it, but I think that the best is the one where we deport these people back. There may be consequences, and a lot of these legals are not going to like it, and the left is not going to like it, and who cares? But, okay, but because they don't want to do nothing but destroy the country anyway, in my opinion. But we're going to be blessed for it. The American people are going to be better off for it, both economically and in terms of security. So, yeah, that's what I had to say about that. But, yeah, what do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.